Hello, welcome to Misco Expo 2015. I'm joined by Mark Deakin, Small Biz Specialist at Microsoft. Mark, thanks for taking the time to speak to us. You've been at the company now for over 10 years.
I have.
What excites you most about being a Microsoft employee right now?
I think most of all is actually a lot of the stuff that we're doing either in cloud, or more importantly with a lot of the devices that we have coming out now. So in cloud we obviously have Windows 10. We've got something like 100 or over 110 million Windows 10 machines deployed now. And actually on the devices side, there's lots and lots coming out to be excited about. We've got the Surface Hub, which we have down here today. We have the Surface Book, the Surface Pro 4 that's come out. And for me, as a runner, I've got a new Surface band, a new Microsoft band coming. So for me, as a self-confessed kind of gadget person, it's a brilliant time for me to be at Microsoft.
It has been fascinating to see Microsoft restructure in recent years, a transition to a software and devices firm. So much has happened since Satya took over, and it all seemed to culminate earlier this month at the New York event. So many exciting new devices coming out, Surface Book, Surface Pro. Which of those is your favourite?
I would say, so I've had a Surface Pro 2 and a Surface Pro 3. Most definitely the most exciting one is the Surface Book. Even myself, when I was watching it, seeing kind of in the normal laptop mode, the kind of beautiful device is pretty awesome. The second they kind of disconnected it and turned it into the clipboard, just brilliant. So it's for me definitely a Surface Book. So I'm on the blag for a Surface Book at work.
Did you know that the display was going to come off?
No, in fact, none of us pretty much at Microsoft, certainly in the UK, were aware of the Surface Book at all.
Wow, they kept that pretty tight-lipped.
Yeah, kept very, very tight-lipped.
Right, let's talk Windows 10. From a consumer point of view, it's been hugely successful. As you say, it's been deployed to over 110 machines. How is it faring in terms of small and medium businesses?
So we have 110 million machines on Windows 10 now, and many of them are actually small businesses. So the small businesses I speak to either have Home or Pro Edition. Some of them have Enterprise, but a lot of them Home and Pro. And so they're already getting Windows 10 for free. The thing that I would say is most important to them is a lot of those will be on older versions of Windows, some still maybe even on XP. Certainly what they're going to get is a better operating system, a more secure operating system. And then as time goes by and more updates come out, they're going to be able to make a lot from the kind of operating system that's there. And it's always best to be on kind of the latest and greatest. And as we go forward, we're going to have up to 1.5 billion machines actually running Windows 10, hopefully by 2018. And it's best to be part of that than on a much older operating system.
Okay, you mentioned there that updates are one of the reasons. What other compelling reasons are there for companies in particular who are running Windows XP or Windows 7? Why else should they move to Windows 10? So
it differs depending on the version of Windows that you have. I would say the best thing or the most obvious thing is for those that are on Windows 8 and weren't necessarily used to the kind of touch screen interface and the full screen tiles. Windows 10 blends very well between Windows 7 and Windows 8. You have a start menu, so for the people that like the start menu, that's back. And for those that are on Windows 8, actually we still have the tiles available as well. Beyond that, there is some security in there with something called Windows Hello. That means new devices that we get, and including the Surface Book and the Surface Pro 4, will be able to support Windows Hello, making that device far more secure than it has been before.
Okay, Windows Hello is an interesting topic there because is the Windows 10 upgrade about more than just software? Are these companies going to really need new devices and new technologies to make the most of what Windows 10 has to offer?
They'll certainly get more if they have newer devices. So Windows Hello is actually one of three things. The first is, so the idea is that you shouldn't need to use your password to log into your machine. I have a special camera at home that means that when I walk up to my machine it logs me straight in, and on my phone I actually have something similar. And so what they use is one of three things to do that. The first is a fingerprint scanner, so you can use your fingerprint as you would have before, similar to some of the other kind of devices on the market, but perhaps at a much higher security level and a certain, for me, a gadgetry level as well, is you have an iris scanner. It's my phone, I can look at my phone and within about a second or two it will log me in. I don't need to use my PIN, I don't need to worry about people looking at my PIN whilst I'm signing in. And then the third one is facial recognition. So a lot of the new devices come with an Intel RealSense camera, and that Intel RealSense camera will look at my face and then log me in based on that. Now the interesting thing with that is it can actually tell whether there's a live person or not there. So you can't take a picture of my face and show it to the screen. That won't work. And for extra security, I can look left and look right, and it'll also log me in as well. So that requires some new technology in the laptop or the device you're getting. But a lot of the new machines are rolling out with that Intel RealSense camera in it already.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to play with RealSense myself, and it's incredible how well it works.
It is, isn't it? It is very good.
So, changing tact from Windows 10, Windows Server 2003, it has been a busy year for Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's been made end of life. That was a pretty big moment. How has that been received?
It's been received well in the sense that our numbers are pretty low now on the amount of Windows 2003 server that we've got out there. We're more concentrating now actually on the Windows 10 side of things to make sure that that's being deployed out to our customers and consumers. It's not really been an issue. What we've seen is it's been a point in time where people decide what they're going to do, and they've either gone and bought on-premise hardware, or a lot of them have moved over to running their server in Azure. So it's actually been a real good drive for our customers and our partners to move to Azure as well.
Okay, well, your cloud revenues announced yesterday suggest that it is going well.
Indeed.
But for small businesses in particular who are still running Windows Server 2003, what risks would you say they now face? And what are the first steps for them to secure their business?
Indeed. So the risks that they have is we don't supply updates anymore for Windows Server 2003. So if there's a critical error or a critical security concern with that server, that's not something that we would look to fix. So really, they have an unsecured operating system, or the potential of that at least. And so the thing that they should do is go and find a great partner, talk to that partner, and then figure out whether actually their next step is, do I go buy another server? Or alternatively, maybe just migrate whatever resource it is into Azure. So really, they've got like two options. They've got a great selection of options to move over.
Great. Okay, Mark, it's been fascinating to speak to you. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.